Alrighty, hello everybody. Just going to give you basic instructions on what to get done today, and most of it's going to be you as a grader, not you as actually writing, because the grading portion is probably more important than the writing portion because it allows our writers to do a better job of writing the introductions down the line. So really quickly for those writers, the first thing you want to do is locate everything. You want to find your grading rubric, you want to find your lab, and you want to find that scratch copy of your introduction. All those need to be stapled in that order. So we have the rubric, the lab, and then that scratch copy of your introduction stapled to the back of the lab. You're going to make sure your name's on it, and then you're going to turn it in the box. Mr. Morandi is going to record that in a little piece of paper to make sure that you gave effort. He's looking for two things, making sure that you have two paragraphs and that those paragraphs show some effort on your part as far as writing an introduction. While he's doing that, he's going to inform you to watch this video, and this video is for you as a grader, so you know exactly what to do the rest of the day, because this will probably take the rest of the day if you do this well. So if you did the introduction, somebody's going to get a copy of that and they're going to have to grade it. So what they're going to do is get yours, and then they're going to take it and write their name as grader number 1 in the space provided of page 2 of the grading rubric. So once Mr. Morandi's done grading those, saying that you gave effort or not, he's going to hand those out to people to grade. So they're going to proofread them for you, just like we would proofread the hypothesis today. They're going to write their names down, so once you receive this and you're asked to grade it, you record your name where it says grader number 1 in both locations. Yes, that was my cell phone. In both locations where grader number one is listed. So you're going to grade both the first paragraph and the second paragraph separately. So you're going to write both of your name, write your name in both locations to make sure I know who graded them. Okay, so once you have your name written down, you're going to start with the first paragraph, and that's basically just about the process of photosynthesis. And it starts out with spelling and punctuation. You're going to look at it, make sure that spelling's there, punctuation's there, and if not, you're going to give them 0, just like yesterday. It's an all or nothing thing, to where I don't want fractions. So spelling and punctuation is only worth 1/4 of a point, 0.25 points. So not very much. So if they made any errors, according to you, please give them a 0 there, and they know that they have something to fix in their introduction as far as spelling, punctuation, or grammar. Is the equation correct? That's the equation for photosynthesis. Is that correct or not? May need your notes for that, may not if you got it memorized, but make sure that you get it right, because that will benefit the writer to know that they got it wrong and they got the equation wrong. Once again, all or nothing. If it's a little bit wrong, give them a 0 so they know they have to fix that. They need to explain how and where photosynthesis occurs. The most important parts are those parts down at the bottom that explain the transfer of energy. Should explain something how solar energy is converted into ATP and then is converted into glycolysis, and the details of that and how and where that takes place. So that's broken down very, very, very detailed for you in there. So if they did that, give them the point, and if not, give them a 0, and then maybe you want to talk to them about what they did wrong or what you didn't understand so that they can fix that when they do their final copy of it. So once you're done with paragraph 1, go ahead and add all those up. That should add up to 4. And then move on to paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 is more about what the experiment's about. What's the experimental question? What's the hypothesis? So once again, you do spelling and punctuation first. Maybe that's the first reading through. Second reading through, you're looking for the detailed stuff, like what was the experimental question, yada, yada, yada. Is the hypothesis there? So all of that should be pretty simply written because we've done most of that already. So once you're done with paragraph 2, you add all that up again. That'll be out of 4, so they get 2 grades today. They're actually getting 3, 1 for effort, and 2 grades, 1 for the first paragraph, 1 for the second paragraph. Once those are graded, you may want to talk to that person real quick to kind of explain the grade that they got. They aren't going to fix it yet, but you may want to explain to them exactly what you did so that they know what to fix. I mean, if you just give them a grade, it's a 2, they don't know what that means, so they may have to talk to you about that. So that's another reason why your name needs to be on there. So they can talk to you at any time to understand exactly why you gave them that grade. Once you get the grade, you want to give that back to Mr. Morandi. He's going to record those grades. That's important because that person needs to get those grades for today or they're going to get 0. Make sure once you're done grading them, you hand them back to Mr. Morandi first. He needs to record those grades. So once he gets those recorded, he's going to hand it back to the writer. And then it's the job of the writer to take that scratch copy and actually add it to the lab. So there shouldn't be anything written on the lab as far as the introduction goes yet. So this is going to be your final copy on this lab paper as far as the introduction goes. Take that scratch copy and write the final copy in that space provided where the introduction goes. So I think it's right here on the second page. That's where introduction starts. Hypothesis, introduction. So start your writing here. Yes, that's text number 2. Write introduction here, and it continues on the second page, and I will sign this off when I get back. Once you're done writing the final version of it, make sure it's in your best handwriting, because if it hurts my eyes to read and I can't read it, I'll just give you a 0. Okay, so make sure that you write the best that you can. That's the final copy of it before you put it in your final lab report. Turn that into the box. I'll come grab them this weekend, and I will record them this weekend. Okay, so make sure that you get that done and turned in. Some people will get done with that early. Some people will take a while to do because you want this to be your best version of it. Okay, so make sure your best version is on there, and I will be grader number 2. So the only thing left on that grading rubric should be grader number 2 as far as the introduction goes. That will be me. I will record that, and that will be your final grade on that. So I will change your grade, whatever it was from grader number 1 to whatever you got when I graded. So make sure it's a really good version of it that goes on to this lab handout. Turn it in, and I will come grab it and grade it over the weekend. Then your job is, if you get completed with that, if not, it needs to be done by the end of the class period. If it's not, that's not a good thing. That means you didn't put in enough effort. That should be easily done in one class period. So once you get that done, turn it in, and then you have plenty of time left. If you do, you'll be asked to watch a video of me explaining this stuff back here. I'll explain what cellular respiration is. It'll be called Crash Course Cellular Respiration in detail enough to do well on the quiz that is coming up on Monday. Yes, there is a quiz on Monday on this stuff, cellular respiration. Don't worry, big words like this. Substrate level phosphorylation. Not going to have you know that stuff. Just in the basic format, kind of like we did photosynthesis. Okay, not big words, words that you understand. The biggest word you'll have to do is stuff like mitochondria, structures, stuff like that. I want you to know, once again, how food is broken down and why it is broken down. So that will be the next video you watch, but not until you're done with everything else. But if you're not done, don't panic. This video will be on my website. Go to the Resources tab on my website. It'll be right below probably this video. And down there is a video that says Crash Course Cellular Respiration, and that will allow you to do very well, I think, on the quiz on Monday. Okay? So you guys have an awesome weekend. Do well on writing your introduction. Take time to do it. Remember, this is worth a humongous part of your grade as of the early term that we got going on right now. So get it done well, so that you have it done and you don't have to worry about it at any point from now on. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you later, and go Muckers. Hopefully we're doing well in Yreka.